Y'all, when you was born, when you was first born out your mother's womb, the flesh was starting to be, soon as you was born, you was beginning to die because you was born being corrupted by man from birth. You was already being corrupted by man from birth. So you know, it was washing away and ridding you of your God that's in you and all of your God likeness. He was already trying to get rid of the God in you, which is your spirit, and the God likeness about you, what God was creating for you. Okay, to try to get you to only operate in the flesh, because that flesh want to sin. Slowly, y'all, creating you into a devil. Listen what I'm saying. Slowly from birth, creating you into a devil. Until the time you grown, you'll be operating in the devil mode on your own. So you know which displays negativity, negative vibes, a godly state of mind, and evil attributes. He was already trying to get you once you was born, because he didn't want you operating in your higher self. Okay, so when the flesh coming to the world, y'all, we even give it a name. Yeah, we give it a name. So we go and name it whatever name your birth name is, and whatever your last name is, those are the identifiers of that flesh. That's how we're gonna identify each person on this earth, on this plane out here. That's another identifier. You already have your genes, which is one identifier, your looks or your physical makeup. But then we wanted to also give this flesh a name and add that to it. So we give it names, we give it a birth name, we give it middle names, we give it nicknames, we give it horror names. You know, people want to go by whatever, y'all, you know, the street names. So we get caught up in those names, man. We get caught up in those names that people give us, and sometimes we don't be careful, like, you know, stripper names. And I ain't just talking about the young one. We got, you know, so-called thug names, you know, out here. We give old man, you know, just nicknames, and we get caught up, and we get caught up by those names. We don't be careful, we'll try to live those names out. Again, something else to corrupt us by. You know, but the spirit has names too, and we call it the Spirit of God, the Comforter, a Healer, Counselor, Savior, the Restorer. But man or Satan don't want you to be known by those names. He don't want you to be known by those names, because you'll be taught to call yourself those names, and your whole mentality would be different, you know. And he wanted you to have these street names and these thug names and the worldly names, so you can look outside yourself for God. If you was called those spiritual names, you'll be looking inward. You wouldn't even be looking nowhere for the Spirit, for the Most High. You already know it's you. Something else to think about. All right. So before you, which is the flesh, came into this world, you had all the gifts God had done already, the Most High had done already equipped you with, equipped spirit with, y'all. You was already giving gifts. You don't know it, but you've been so corrupted that it takes a lifetime to start to wake up. That's why we have to wake back up, y'all. Because you've been corrupted. He's been lured you to sleep. Satan has lured you to sleep with the flesh. He's lured you to sleep. Then forgot about who you are as a spirit. So-called put you to sleep. Put you under a spell. That's what you under, because you can't break it. And by the time you break it, the sad part is some people don't even make it. And we talk about how these people dying young. And I was telling, I was talking to, someone I talk to all the time, and I was telling them the other day about how we heard about old fools. Man, you could be 60, 70 years old, still acting like an old fool. Like a fool, man. And because they ain't broke that spell. So, therefore, I don't judge people, man. I don't judge people, man, because they still under that spell. If they wouldn't act like that. I know some old fools. And I just, say to myself, that's what that is. You got some young fools. So, the timeline is different for other human beings, y'all. But anyway, that's what that Satan or that man do. He trying to create you into a devil from the time you born, so you can operate in your lower self. You operating as a devil out here. All right, keep that in mind. But the Most High had equipped the spirit which is inside of you, hoping that you can operate as your higher self while you have this flesh covering you, so you can go do the work out here, so you can go save the world. You be that hero out here. So come on now, you got to follow me on this one. So everything you needed to be equipped with to fight these earthly battles, everything, whether you fight the earthly battles and other realms battles, get into that later too. And like I said, you come here to save the world, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what these gifts are of the Spirit, which the Most High God gave you. The gifts that He gave you are speech, vision, hearing, and discernment. And you have to recognize the difference. Those are your powers, y'all. Those are your powers. He gave you those to communicate with spirit with. But other spirits, that's how you're going to communicate with other spirits in the flesh. But again, those are your powers. I say speech, vision, hearing, and discernment. I mean, if I'm wrong, y'all, I take good criticism, constructive criticism, so that's what the Most High wanted me to come up with: the speech, vision, and hearing, and discernment. And you have to know that, all right? But the fall of man, he knew that as soon as you were born, he began to steal, kill, and destroy the God-given birthrights in you. As soon as you were born, he began to kill those things about you. He began to kill your power of speech, the power of your vision, the power of your hearing, and your discernment. Some of us don't even know why we have those things, but we have them, and you was equipped with them before you was given this spacesuit, before you was given it. But man was already corrupting you as soon as you was born, y'all. So I just hate to keep reiterating that, but I have to, so I can make sure y'all listening. All right, and so your whole purpose is to display your gifts. Your whole purpose, and he knew that, okay? So it corrupted by sin, which is the falling of man. That's the falling of man. You begin to fall as soon as you being born. It's the falling of man and the falling of spirit also. That's man. You begin to fall as soon as you being born. Satan don't want you out here operating in the goodness of a God-like state, a God mentality. All right. The flesh was born into a corrupted society, which is an illusion. So man, the fall of man redirected your gifts with a process. He redirected your God-given gifts with the process. All right. So that process goes like this, y'all. He taught you how to worship unnecessary things other than you. You was equipped with already with the Spirit of God. So he redirected you to worship unnecessary things other than yourself. So man taught you how to worship these things and stuff as soon as you come out the womb. Religion is one of them. One of the first. And to do it from your own parents. Your own parents sometimes be the first one to teach you that religion. Still done came down through the lineage, going all the way back to as it corrupted them, and then to come down for generation to corrupt you. And other doctrines like corrupt us through schools, you know, and want the flesh to have the desires of cars and clothes and certain foods, certain houses, currency, money, characters, body structure. Also taught you the way he wanted to. All of those are the desires of the flesh. Desires of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So he was teaching you to get away from God. You know, the God-like spirit. Alright. These are the other things, y'all. He taught you language. He taught you smells, how to smell, what to smell. Okay, the language, how to talk, what language to speak. He taught you what taste, how to taste, what tastes like what. Put a name to it. Taught you how to feel. What feels like this, how soft it's supposed to feel. What hard feels like. What this feels like. We didn't know those things, y'all. You know those things. He taught you sight. What looks like this? What if we look at something? What that looks like? What are we looking at? Remember that. I'm gonna go back to it, and I didn't say vision. I said he taught you sight. Okay, he taught you your listening skills. What to listen to? How that's supposed to sound? What are we supposed to be listening to? Just took and stole your true gifts, which is your powers. And the flesh, that ego, you start falling as soon as you come to earth, y'all. You come through that portal. All right. But spirit is always there. After all that stuff he teaches you, spirit is always still within you, playing a background. Spirit done got you so far away from what spirit that you forgot that you have a spirit in you. It's people still walking around here that forget they have a spirit in them. You don't believe that, do you? Man, just think real hard. It's people out here living and forget that they have a spirit. They living so hard, so hard in the flesh, man. Or these flesh desires, you can forget. Somebody have to remind you, man. You know, they don't even want to hear it. But spirit is always there. I always will be there. All right? Because it done lost its gifts. It can lose its gifts. They still there. It's going to take longer to get them or remind yourself of spirit that they still there. So you can lose them. You can get so far caught up in this flesh that you can lose your gifts. All right? So now that the flesh has taken over and has control of your spirit, because it's supposed to be the other way around. Spirit's supposed to be walking and controlling this suit. Spirit's supposed to be in control of this spacesuit that we have out here. But we forget it, and it's lost and it's gone. And so now that man has gotten you to where this flesh is so in control, has taken control, your flesh done taken over. Now all the flesh want is a material abundance. I want this worldly stuff. I want cars. I want clothes. I want the diamonds. I want the pretty this, the pretty woman, the pretty man. I want it all. All the material gain. You don't even have spirit. You don't even have a soul in you no more. You don't even know what that is. And that's the whole purpose of what Satan, his objective is. For y'all who think the system is broke. Keep hearing people talking about, oh, they need the system, they need to fix the system. They need to do this, it's working. You gotta do them a look around. It's working. That flesh be wanna go into the clubs, you know, all that, y'all. You know, all that material stuff. Now the spirit is sitting alone in your flesh. It's sitting alone. So, and guess what? It's caged up around all this stuff. Your spirit is caged up. It's in a cage because it don't have a voice no more. Flesh done took over. Don't have a voice no more. It done took over. Flesh done took control. Alright, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. It's a LITEWORK channel by the name of LITEWORK. Peace out.